we're good. So, good evening. Nice and warm here in Minneapolis. We have people, where's everybody from? Mostly Minneapolis, New Jersey. All right, so welcome. Just a little orientation. We're going to go through a class today. I will be mainly guiding you verbally with maybe some physical demonstration, but not a lot of that. And if that's new to you, over time you'll learn to follow that. And I'll be teaching the class in such a way that it will go from a simpler or more accessible movement to perhaps something that might be a little more demanding. And if anything stresses you, then choose to do the movement that is stable and comfortable for you. Okay? All right, so let's take a moment and sit comfortably. And acknowledging wherever you've been, whatever you've been doing in the last hour or so, maybe you could take a moment to just recall generally where you were, what you were doing about an hour ago. And then think about where you were about half an hour ago. And then 5 minutes ago. And then feel yourself here and now in this time and space. And then let's just give a little bit of attention to our breath, just for a couple of cycles, saying hello or welcoming breath into awareness. Letting the breath travel in and out through the nose. And we'll begin with a slight nodding movement in the head and neck. So as you inhale, you're going to let your head tilt up slightly, comfortably so. And then as you exhale, the head slowly bows. Okay? So like that a few times. Inhaling, the head tilts up. As you're exhaling, bowing your head. And continue like that at your own breath pacing a couple more times. Good. If you're just finishing one, you could do one more like that. Good, and then letting the head come to rest in center. We'll just do a short chant to begin with. You could listen and then repeat. First, we'll just do a couple of long ohms, just to let the sound out. So freely, at your own pace, chanting of Om. Om. And then a short chant, you can listen. May all beings be peaceful, happy, and free. Lokah samasta sukhino bhavantu. You can sing it with me if you'd like. Lokah samasta sukhino bhavantu. Beautiful. So let's transition now, my friends, to hands and knees. Coming to hands and knees, as you establish that foundation, just allowing the springiness of your spine to just help you find a neutral spine, length from the crown to the tail. And we'll start simply and gradually. As you inhale, a slight back bend, focus on the chest, let the chest lift away from the navel. As you exhale and you bow the head, shift your pelvis towards your heels. So as you inhale, coming gradually forward to all fours, the sternum lifts, head tilts up a little, nice. Again, as you exhale, you're bowing your head throughout the exhale and shifting the hips towards your heels, fully or partially. And you can repeat this a couple more times, linking the timing of breath and body moving from the cues of breath. Good. Okay. And then after you finish this next one, if it's comfortable, pause in the kneeling forward bend in the folded position. Just allow a couple of breaths to come and go, resting in the folded position. Okay, and then we'll take one more step here. We'll add one more posture. So starting in this kneeling forward bend, as you inhale one more time, coming up to all fours, sternum lifts. If appropriate now, exhale, downward facing dog. Toes tuck under, push the ground away, pelvis reaches back and up. Feel the exhale complete. When you inhale now, lower the knees back to the floor. Lift the chest, tilt the head up gently, and exhale back to the kneeling forward bend. This is in the timing of your breath. If you know Ujjayi breathing, please use that. Again now, inhaling, gradually unfurl the heart from the hips, the head from the heart. Exhale, push, rise, pelvis back and up. Now, if appropriate, stay one breath here. Comfortably long inhalation. Long exhalation, abdomen hollowing in. And then when you inhale, lower the knees to the floor, lift the chest, and then folding back, hips towards heels, and rest. Good. All right, so let's leave that be for now. We'll come back to that later. Take a gradual transition and please come to standing. If balance is a challenge for you, you could stand near either facing a wall or with your hand or both hands on the back of a chair or table. We're going to stand now with the feet could be together or slightly apart, whatever feels comfortable and most stable to you. And we'll start with this. So we're going to now inhale and let just the arms be lifted from the sides. Overhead, only go as high as you can where the shoulders are comfortable, chest open. Exhale, arms travel back down, starting simply like that. Tadasana. So as the inhale lifts the arms, you feel a widening of the body, a lengthening into sky and earth. Exhale, I'm gradually drawing in the abdomen towards the spine, supporting the low back. Can you go like that again now at your own pace? Yes. Okay, now we can continue like that or adding the lifting of the heels. So as you inhale, you could lift the heels gradually, come to the balls of the feet. As you exhale, try to time the lowering of your hands and the lowering of your heels together. So like that a couple of times, inhaling, possibility to let the heels rise, pouring the weight into the balls of the feet. Exhaling, lowering the heels and the hands, aiming to at the same rate. You're going to try that again at your own pace. Beautiful. All right. And the next time you come down, let that be, if you are using a yoga mat, you could come to the front end of it. So most of the mat will be behind you. Okay. And we'll begin opening up the back of the body further with Uttanasana, standing forward bend. So now we'll inhale and lift the arms from the front. Right? Lifting the arms from the front, the palms face forward, chest is open. Exhale as you draw in the abdomen, bending forward, all the way forward within your range of comfort. And then as you inhale, lift the arms to extend your spine and rise all the way back up to standing. That's good. And for now, exhale, just the arms come down. We'll start with that. Beautiful. Really nice. Let's go like that again. Inhaling, arms are carried from the front overhead. Exhale, technique in the belly, bending forward, keeping the spine long until the very end. Release the head, release the heart and the hands. Good. Now, inhale, lift your arms first, all the way up to extend your spine, then rise, lift the chest. And when you exhale, you'll lower the arms. Okay, can you try that one more time and stay one breath in the forward bend? Go ahead when your breath is ready. Very good. Staying one breath. And upon the next inhalation, again, lift the arms and lift the chest to rise back to standing. And exhale, you'll lower the arms. Very nice. Okay, now we'll start the same way and add a lunge if it's appropriate. If not, then you can continue just bending forward and coming up. So on your next inhale, let the arms again lift from the front. Can you feel your chest open? And again, exhale, bending forward. And remain here for one breath cycle. Now place your hands, your right hand to the right of your right foot, left hand to the left of your left foot. And as you inhale, send your right foot way back into a lunge. And lower your knee to the floor. Stay for exhale. We're going to stay a couple breaths here. So your hands are on the floor, either palms if you have long arms, or if you have a little shorter arms, come to the pads of your fingers. And you lift the chest here. It's an action of back bending primarily. So lean your pelvis forward, lift your chest, and stay a breath or two. Beautiful. Okay, now on your next exhalation, push off the back foot, step into forward bend again. And then inhale, lift your arms first, and rise back to standing. There you go. Exhale, lower your arms. Beautiful. And again, as you inhale, the arms are carried forward and up. Exhale, bending forward. Feel free to bend your knees if there's any strain. Now stay as you inhale, ever so slightly lift the chest away from the navel, lengthen the front of the body. Nice. Exhale, draw in the abdomen and bow the head, relax the heart. As you inhale now, shoot your left foot back slowly into a knee down lunge. Good. Stay for a cycle of breathing. or two. Eyes settle and become even more relaxed. On your next exhalation, push off the back foot, step into forward bend. Bow the head. And then again, inhale, lift the arms as far as they go and rise with a long spine. Very nice. Exhale, lowering your arms. Pause a moment. Let's bring the palms together and have the heels of the thumbs or the mounds of the thumb just rest comfortably on your sternum. Bow your focus a bit. And just notice the effect on your breath for 1 or 2 cycles. Okay, we'll come back to this in a moment. When ready, you can release the gesture. Again, if you're using a mat, could I ask you to come towards the back of your mat so that most of your mat will be in front of you? Okay? Again, if you need some assistance with balance, you could possibly adapt this to holding onto the back of a chair. Okay? Facing the back of a chair. So, now we're going to turn out the right foot 30 to 45 degrees. We're going to step the left foot forward, medium step, right? Not huge, but pretty generous. Yeah, so your left foot steps forward. Turn your pelvis so it faces the front. Start with both legs straight. Both legs are extended. We'll do a vinyasa here. So we'll start with the arms down. And as you inhale now, bending the left knee and raise the arms. An open gesture for your body. Exhale as you lower the arms, lengthening the front leg. Right, nice. Please try that again. Inhaling, bending the front knee gradually, raising the arms, chest fills. Exhale, drawing the abdomen as you return the arms, lowering the front leg, lengthening. Please go like that one more time at the pace of your own breath. Good. Okay, now we shall add a forward bend to this. So we start the same way. Inhaling, bending the front knee, raise the arms, open chest. Now exhale, bend forward over that front left leg so your head bows towards your leg. You could also place your hands on your thigh and do a very modest forward bend. Now as you inhale, come back up. Raise the arms, come into warrior, front leg is bent. Eyes are open for this, of course. Exhale, lower your arms, straightening the front leg. We'll try that again. Good. Inhaling, raising the arms, bend the knee. Good. Exhale, bend forward. As you bend forward, slightly lengthen that front leg. If you're comfortable, lengthen it fully. Bow the forehead towards the front of the leg. Inhale, now raise the arms and come back up. Bend the front knee back into warrior. And exhale, you'll lower the arms. Okay, so I think that's a good amount. Please step the front foot to the back foot and just stand in a symmetrical stance for a moment. What do you notice in your body and your breath? Let's try the other side, okay? So we turn out the left hip. We're actually turning out in the hip, right? So we see it in the foot, 30 to 45 degrees. Take a generous step of the right foot forward. If you felt like you were too splayed the first side, then make it a little less big. Okay. We'll do 3 warriors first. So wait for the breath now. Exhale, drawing in the belly. When you feel the inhale come into the chest, again, that expands out through the arms and lift the chest, front knee bending. Exhale, actively moving the low abdomen in towards your spine, lower the arms and straighten the front leg. And continue like that, please, a couple more times. Front knee is bent, back leg is long. And then extending the leg as you lower the arms. And a third time, depending where you are here. Beautiful. Okay, now we'll move into the forward bend. So as you inhale, again, come into warrior, raise your arms, bend the leg. Now exhale, long spine bending forward over the front leg, so your head bows towards your front leg, so there's a slight deviation to the side. That's it. And inhale, raise the arms, lift the chest, rise back into warrior, front knee bends. Front knee is bent here. Exhale, lower the arms as you straighten the knee. And we'll go again like that. Inhale, bending the front knee, warrior. Nice. Exhale, bend forward over your front leg. Inhale, reverse, lift the arms, raise the chest, bend the front knee, good. Exhale, lower the arms, straighten the leg. When you finish, take your front foot and step it to your back, arrange your legs, symmetrical, parallel, pause for a moment. Join the palms together, thumbs rest on the sternum. Take a moment to notice. Let your eyes look down slightly at a spot, or close the eyes if you're steady. Just devote your attention for a moment to the feeling of breathing in the body. Notice how these movements have affected your breath, the circulation in your body. Okay, so now would you walk to the front part of your mat one more time? And we're going to return to the Sūrya Namaskāra. We'll be linking the lunging with downward dog. If this transition is not available to you or comfortable, you can simply just do the forward bend or the forward bend with lunges, okay? So please do what's right for you. As they say, stretch, don't strain. So we're at the front of the mat. And you can start with the arms down or in namaste at the chest if you like that gesture. And upon the next inhalation, now we're going to raise your arms. Good. And exhale, again, bending forward, long spine, forward bend. We're going to spend about one breath in each posture. So bend your knees here, Mr. C. Bow your head. That's it. Stay for inhale and stay for exhale. Hands are in line with the feet. As you inhale, stride your right foot back into a lunge. If lunge is difficult, you don't have to step so far back. So as you inhale, lift the chest from inside. Chest is lifted from inside. And stay for exhale. And then on your next exhalation, downward facing dog. Good. Remaining here for a breath cycle. Inhaling and exhaling. And on your next inhalation, lower your knees to the floor, lift your chest. Like we did in the beginning, exhale, bow your head as you shift your hips towards your heels, folding into kneeling forward bend or child's posture. Rest here a moment. Okay, now we'll reverse this sequence. So on your next inhalation, let that carry you gradually up to all fours. Chest lifts away from the navel. Exhale, downward dog. The abdomen is hollowing in towards the spine. Remain there for a breath cycle. Inhaling, feel the chest, lengthening of the spine. Stay for exhale, drawing in the abdomen. Good, now on your next inhale, stride your right foot forward into lunge. If you need more than one step to do that, take the time to arrange your front ankle underneath your front knee. Now, hands on the floor or spider fingers so you can slightly lift the chest. Stay for a breath or two here. Good. Wait for in your cycle of breath, exhale, you'll push off and step into forward bend. We'll stay here a breath again. Stay for inhale. Nice. Stay for exhale. And then as you inhale, lift the arms and rise to standing. Exhale, lower your arms, either down or palms together at the chest. Pause a moment, rest. How was that? It's possible here to do, I'm looking at you like you can all know that I'm seeing you on these little squares. If the whole lunge thing feels like too much, you can hold on to the back of a chair and just step your foot back a little bit. It can be a supported lunge. Okay, we'll work on it over time. So let's try this again with the left foot. On your next inhale, raise your arms gradually, looking down long and low. Back of my neck is long. Exhale, draw in the belly as you bend forward. Keep your arms lifted up as you go down. Don't lower your arms prematurely. Bow your head, please. Stay there for a breath cycle. Inhaling and exhaling. Stay for one more inhale, and then when you exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Remain here for a breath cycle. Awareness of the chest upon inhalation. Drawing in of the abdomen, low abdomen, navel on exhalation. Then when you inhale, please lower both knees to the floor. Try to land them together rather than one and the other. Lift the chest. Exhale, child's pose, bowing the head. Rest your arms for a moment. Remain here for a breath or two. Good, and we'll take a journey back through these postures. On your next inhalation, gradually come to all fours, lift the chest, a little back bend. Initiate downward dog from your low abdomen and push the ground away and fly your pelvis back and up. Bow the head. Now stay here for at least one breath cycle. Smooth, long breath in and out like a long strokes of a cello playing. On an inhalation, push off your right foot strongly and stride your left foot forward. Good. Plant your fingertips, if you can, or the pads of your fingers. Lift the chest slightly, lean the pelvis. Let the back knee be on the floor. Back knee is on the floor. That's it. Beautiful. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, on your next exhalation, push off the back foot, step into forward bend. Remain here for a breath. Okay, now before you lift your torso, inhale, lift your arms, lift your arms, lift your arms first, then rise. That's closer. Take several seconds to come up. Exhale, lower your arms. Let your hands come down or back, returning to wherever you started. Palms could be together. Let your face relax even a little bit more. Eyes could be steady or closed if you feel stable. And just feel the response of your body and your breath to this variation of Sūrya Namaskāra, sun salutation. Okay, my friends, so let's try this now. Could you come to sitting for just a moment? Many of you know this, but I'd like to teach you something we'll use later in the class. So just sit for a moment. We'll be here for a short time. And you can look at, you'll be resting the back of your hands on your legs, right? But I'm showing you here, I guess, yeah. So just mechanically, we're going to connect the thumbs to the index fingers. That will be 1. 2 is thumbs to middle fingers. 3, thumbs to ring fingers. 4, thumbs to little fingers. And from there, you return to the index fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, start at 1. Okay, so rest your hands, please, on your thighs, your legs. And please start with your thumbs connected to your index fingers, okay? So now lengthen the back of your neck. Let the skull float up like it has a little bit of helium in it. Let the sitting bones sink without pushing, just sinking. And now as you feel the breath come in and go out, feel the contact of your fingers, one with the other. After exhale and a pause, move the thumbs to the next fingers. So you're staying for a breath cycle, which is comprised of inhaling long, comfortably so, and exhaling smooth. Again, after exhale, maybe a pause, move to the next finger. And continue like this for a time now. 4 to 8 breaths. Just continue until I indicate we'll stop. After you finish the one you're on, please do one more. Okay, and then you can just rest your hands. The palms could be up or down. And we'll just stay for just 2 or 3 more breaths. This oceanic sound and feeling in the throat, this ujjayi breathing. Breathe in and expand your chest in all directions. With a slight pause now after inhale, 1 or 2 seconds. Exhale, a gradual movement of the low abdomen inwards. At the end of exhale, pause briefly, 1 or 2 seconds. So please continue like this. Comfortably long breath in, pause, out, pause. Okay, and when you complete the one you're on, let this go. And we're going to take a moment to lie on our backs. If you're able to, without too much fuss, adjust your camera so I can see you. I'd ask you to do that. If not, no problem. Okay, so take a moment to transition and lie on the back for a couple moments. So these important periods of resting that allow our systems to settle and to absorb and integrate. Okay, friends, so, and you're going to lie down and see, what does my body tell me? You could start with, you could do this with your knees bent and the soles of the feet standing on the floor, or if it's comfortable, extend your legs. And the arms are resting, palms up at a lowish angle away from the body. Close your eyes for a moment. And let's do one more round of these finger contact nyasa, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 breaths as you're ready. After you complete those finger movements, whenever that is, then just let your fingers relax and just extend your sensory awareness through your whole body. Feel your body alive, resting for a couple moments. Very good. So now when you're ready, If your legs are extended, take a moment to bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet to rest into the floor. That's it. And we'll do some abdominal strengthening movements. There's more to this asana than that, but that's one of its features. So again, we'll start with a milder version, and then we'll do some that might be a little stronger, and you'll choose what's best for you. Start now with your knees towards your chest. So bring your knees towards your chest. So the feet are off the floor, and then place your hands over your knees. So you place your right hand over your right knee, left hand over your left knee. So you have one hand on each respective knee. And your fingers point in the same direction as your toes. That's it. I'd say a little lower, so the heel of your hand is above the patella. Yeah, people who are anatomic, that's it, yep. Start with your knees towards your chest. So your elbows bend. Bring your knees towards your chest. Exhale, that's it. Now, as you inhale, extend your feet to the sky, arms overhead on the floor, where your elbows and hands can contact the floor. Exhale, come back to where you started. Bend your knees, hands land on the knees, and bring your knees towards your chest. That's the end of exhale. So inhaling, I'm extending my feet to the sky, arms overhead, or to the side, whatever is comfortable. Exhale, I bend my elbows and knees, palms over the knees, knees towards chest. So please continue like this a couple more times. That's it. Super. Okay, and now this next time you fold and exhale, pause a moment. Okay, now from here, this is maybe at first a little tricky, but not really once you get it. So your exhale will be the same you've been doing, knees to chest. Now as you inhale, you're going to raise both arms, bring one foot into the sky, and put the other foot on the floor. Knee is bent, foot on the floor. That's it. Step into the floor and the sky. Nice. Exhale, bend your knees and come back, knees to chest, Apanasana. And then switch. Now the other foot goes to the sky. Inhale, I step into the sky. The other foot steps onto the earth, arms overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, palm the knees, thighs towards the front. Now continue like this, alternating. Beautiful. Letting the breath more and more lead the movement, even precede the movement. Beautiful. Let's have you do, after this one, you could do one more like that. Take your time. Beautiful. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, when you complete that, take a moment, my friend, settle your feet on the floor, rest your hands on your abdomen. Let your index fingers rest on or near your navel and feel the rest of your hand on your low abdomen. And just a moment of no particular direction for the body and the breath, just attention, just being with the feeling of being alive. Okay. Let's try one more of these, and if one of these is not right for you, you could repeat what we just did. We have leaving the left foot on the floor. Could you slide your right foot down away from your right sitting bone? In other words, so your right leg is resting long on the floor, and place your hands on the floor next to your pelvis, okay? And now, as you inhale, raise first just the arms carried through the air overhead. Feel the body long. Exhale, as you lower the arms, lift the right leg so the foot goes back to the sky as the arms go down. That's it. And try that again. Inhale, you're lowering the leg and lengthening it. It could touch the floor or hover above it. Nice. Exhale, start to draw the belly in for a second or two if you can. Then lift the leg, lower the arms. This is great. You're going to do this a third time from your breath. Urdhva Prasrita Ekapadasana, one-footed upward stretching foot pose. Good. After you finish this one, you could do an inhale. When you exhale, lower the arms and bring both feet to stand on the floor. Find your own ending for that. So let's have a moment where both knees are bent and both feet are standing. That's it. Okay, now, when ready, which leg do we do first? The right? So yeah, lengthen the left one down on the floor. So if you haven't noticed already, the foot that's planted on the floor, you can push with that a little bit to help keep your lower back long and stable, right? So again, we start with inhale and just the arms. When the inhale is ready, again, carrying the arms through the air overhead. Feel the length of the body. Exhale for a second or two, and then lift the long right leg, or the left leg rather, as you lower the arms. And continue like you did. Inhale, my arms go overhead, my leg lowers, either touching or hovering above the floor. Exhale, I draw in the low belly and navel to keep the back long. Nice. You're doing it well, very well. And you're going to continue like this once or twice more. Letting the breath become smoother, and therefore the movement becomes smoother over time. How about one more like that? Try to leave your pelvis on the floor. Don't lift the pelvis. Nice. And when you finish this one, settle both feet on the ground, both arms come down. Again, the suggestion to you let your hands rest on this apana vayu sthana, the lower, the place of exhale, the place of elimination, the inner cosmology of the body. Just feel this zone or region of your body and just ride that wave for a couple moments. Okay. We have other variations, but that can be scenes from next week. So I'd like you now to rest your arms on the floor. And let's see. Let's try this first. So your arms are resting either alongside your body or slightly away. What's comfortable for your... If you feel like bringing your arms into your body close kind of tightens the front of your shoulders and create a little more space. Now let's refresh our awareness of the soles of the feet on the floor, right? So you have the heels, and you have the balls of the feet, and some sense of the 10 pads of the toes and the roots of each toe. In particular now, could you just notice the base of your big toes in the floor, those mounds, almost like they're growing roots? And then the base of the little toes on the other end of the transverse arch there, growing roots. And the center of the heels, growing roots. You have this tripod, heels, base of the big toes and little toes. Feel those springy arches of the feet. Now as you feel the inhale, deepen those points of support and lift your pelvis away from the ground. Could be small, medium, or large movement. Inhale, lifting the pelvis. Exhale, lowering. Dvipada Pirkam. That. So it could be small, medium, or large. What feels delicious to you? And let's repeat this a few times. Inhaling, the pelvis is lifted. Exhale, this lower region of the body hollows in as you lower down. Now, as you continue, feel free to rest a breath in between repetitions. Feel the inhale in the chest expand. Even though we're lifting the pelvis, the chest expands, expands, expands. Then I exhale, I draw in the low belly. Can you go one more time like that? And then rest a moment. You know, for many of us, when we do this movement, there's sometimes going to be a tendency to, as we lift the pelvis, to also lift the chin, which will shorten the back of your neck. So we may need to constructively inhibit that. As you lift your pelvis, you'll slightly bow your head so the chin will soften towards the hollow at the base of your throat. Can we try one more variation? Okay, now bring your palms down next to your pelvis. And now, as you inhale and raise your pelvis, raise your arms through the air and put them on the floor overhead. So inhale, lift the pelvis, raise your arms. Good, now please stay there and exhale, draw in your low belly towards your spine. That's it. Please stay there, expand your chest, lift the pelvis a little higher. Now exhale, lower your arms and your pelvis at the same time. Well done. Rest here for a breath or two. Now, if you know that sequence, you can repeat it in your own timing, or I'll be happy to talk you through that again. When you inhale next, raise the arms and the pelvis together. Chin slightly down, throat relaxed, eyes closed. Stay for exhale, activating the lower belly flowing in. When you feel the inhale, the chest grows from inside. That's it. And then exhale, lower the hands and the hips together. Good. Rest a couple breaths. Feel the sensations now, wherever you notice the aliveness in your body, in particular the back of your body, the muscles on either side of your spine, the buttocks, the backs of the legs. Okay, and again now we're going to do a transitional counter pose, bring the knees to the chest. We have another treasure to receive here, but before we do it, so the hands again over right, left over left. Now, as you leave your hands on your knees, as you inhale, move your knees away from your chest. That will lengthen your arms. Exhale, bend the elbows, sinking the thighs inward, which helps to expel the air completely. So inhaling, knees away, my arms are lengthened, Apanasana. Exhale, knees travel towards your chest. And just like this, kind of like rocking a baby from the breath, a few times like this. Very subtle and deep movement for the low back. Beautiful. After this one more like that, one more cycle. Okay. When you complete that now, we're going to do a Jatara Parivritti, or spinal twist, you could call it. And here's how I'd like us to do Dvipada, which means 2 feet or 2 legs, meaning they're doing the same thing rather than one oppositional to the other. So let me say there are going to be 3 potential starting places. One could be start with your feet on the floor, so soles of the feet on the floor, knees bent. That's one starting place. Another would be start with your knees towards your chest. So the feet are off the ground, but the knees are bent. If you're very strong and your breath is very long and you have no injuries, you could start with your legs extended and feet to the sky. Okay, so that's up to you. Arms out to the side. Palms can be, if you're starting with your knees to your chest, you could try having the palms towards the floor. If your feet are on the floor, palms to the ceiling. Okay, so arms in a T position. Now, start at least one cycle of breath before you move the body. Smooth, long inhale. Smooth, long exhale. Okay, now stay for another breath cycle on the inhale. When you exhale, move your legs to the left. Knees come to one side. Head can turn a little or stay center. Now, as you inhale, expand the chest to gradually roll back to center. Hips and head come back to center. And you'll go like that to the other side. Wait for exhale. Start to hollow the belly, and then the body follows the cue of the breath to the other side. Head can remain center or turn comfortably in opposition, complementary. Inhale, chest. Expand the chest, come back to center, and then relax the belly, and so on like this. Please continue. Exhale into the twist. See if you can pause a moment after exhale. When you come back to center, when you inhale, bring your knees as if you're drawing them towards your chest, so we keep the lower back long and protected. This is great. Now, the next time you go into the twist, stay now for 2 or 3 breaths, okay? You do this on one side and the other. So next time you go in, see if you can release the weight of your legs. Where can you go? Arrange your legs so you're not holding your legs, but the floor is holding your legs, unless you're doing a modification for your protection. Rest. The eyes closed, the face is softening. Let the exhale carry out any remnants of the day that did their job and they're done. And if your back is at all unstable, I would suggest actually you return on an exhale, the exhale. So coming back either on inhale, or if you need more support, return on an exhale. Perfect. And then you'll do the same thing to the other side. As we still the body, as we stay in the posture, the body is relatively still. We can feel the vivid internal movements of breathing. The swelling of inhalation, the subsiding of exhalation, the hollowing, the resting after exhale. Good. So approximately the same number of breaths on this side. And when you're ready, again, return either on inhale or for more support, exhale. And then we'll do we'll do our friend Apanasana here after twisting. Place the hands on the knees. At least 2 or 3 times again. Exhale, knees towards chest. Inhale, knees float away, arms passively or lengthen. And so on like that a couple more times. Okay, after this or the other one, so keeping your hands on your knees for this one. Yeah, hands are on the knees the whole time. So after this or the next one, you can settle the feet on the floor. And again, let's just have a moment, a free moment of open attention. Arms can settle on the floor anywhere, rest on the chest or abdomen or wherever you wish. Just a moment where we let go of the demand of following directions. Just feel this more subtle feedback from your body and your breath. Just a moment of quiet here, resting. Okay, when you're ready, would you roll to one side, and we'll come to sitting. So here are some options. If sitting in a chair is better for you, please sit in a chair. If you can comfortably sit on the floor cross-legged, you can do that. So let's say that those are our two options. Either sitting in a chair with the feet on the floor and the knees a little wider than your hips or hip joints, or sitting cross-legged. Just take note now of if you're sitting cross-legged, which leg do you have crossed farthest away from you? Which one is crossed in front? Okay, so, and for this, we're going to be doing some forward bending variations in this, so you may not need to be up as high as you typically would if you're doing pranayama or meditation, so you can see what this does for you. So we're going to sit cross-legged, and we're going to feel the grandeur of the spine, the natural length in the back and the natural width across your back, width across the front of your chest. And just for a couple of breaths as you sit and your arms are draped naturally, as you breathe in, can you feel how your ribs slightly expand towards your upper arms? And as you exhale, the ribs fold a little bit. How on the inhale your ribs slightly swell or expand subtly towards your upper inner arms, and as you exhale, they fold inwards. And now again, as you inhale, lift the back of your skull up away from the ground. And exhale, you're going to lean forward. You could place your hands on the floor and bow forward. And then as you inhale, push your hands into the floor and come up a little bit. And then you could exhale again, you can bow forward, bend your elbows. Now we could stay there for a couple of breaths. If it's better for you to move in and out, please do so. We're staying there for a couple of moments, giving any areas that may be a bit tight or just stretching, give them a moment to let go if it's appropriate. Okay, and then after an exhale, let the inhale bring your heart back over your hips. Come to sitting a moment. Now, whichever one of your legs is crossed in front, you're going to turn towards the knee of that leg, right? Turn towards the knee of your leg that's crossed farthest away from you. And now exhale, bow your head towards that knee. So you place your hands on either side of your knee. So we're on a diagonal. That's it. Okay, now you could basically stay in the forward bend, but when you inhale, just ever so slightly float your chest up. When you exhale and draw the belly in, you relax the head and heart. So just stay like that for a couple of cycles of breathing. If you can, let your head bow. If it's too much weight and stretch, then modulate that. But if you can let it bow, the back of the neck so much wants to let go. And then when the inhale comes, you can gradually bring your spine back to center. And let's just pause for a moment. So take your time. Now could you cross your other leg in front? If there's some injury that doesn't allow you to do this, then stay with the arrangement that's comfortable, of course, but crossing the other leg in front. And then again, now we'll exhale and bend forward first, right down the center. Hands can be there to modulate the forward bend. Again, remember we want to ask the body, so we're bending in the center right now, not to the diagonal yet. Bending in the center, good. So bending in the center and stay there And again, this subtle, as I inhale, it can slightly lift the chest. It gives me a little more space. And exhale, I bow. Very subtle breath movements. Close the eyes, rest. Let it all pour into the earth. Let it all pour into the earth. Let the head bow. And then on an inhale, floating the heart back over the hips, below the head. Now with this other leg crossed, so you'll turn now to the other knee, right? And again, work with this diagonal. It's likely you'll feel some sort of lengthening in the opposite side of your back. See what you notice. Maybe bring your hands forward a little farther so that, the arms can modulate if there's too much weight. And just rest there. A few breaths, a subtle kind of bobbing up and down, inhaling, exhaling. Very good. Continue. On your next inhalation or whenever you're ready, feel the lightness in the chest float you to center. Now, your choice to keep crossed like you are or cross the other way. Let's spend just a little more time right in the center. Okay? If cross-legged is too much, you could bring the soles of the feet together. So one more time now, you'll bend forward in the center. And as you remain there for potentially a few breaths, let the exhale leave slightly drawing in the low belly, and pause after exhale. After exhale, pause in that valley of rest, body still, breath still, mind resting. After the next exhalation and the pause after exhalation, take one or more breaths to rebound back to sitting, and sit for just a moment with your eyes closed and let yourself experience the effect of Paschimottanasana, the stretching of the back of the body. Set the breath free now to just respond in its own intelligence and timing. Eyes are closed. Now we're going to separate the lips. So for a moment, our mouth, typically we breathe only through the nose, but there are a few variations. We'll let the lips part and the teeth be apart. And we'll let the tongue rest inside the bottom teeth, right? And so we're going to bow the head like we did at the beginning of the class. And as you breathe in, you're going to breathe in across the tongue and tilt your head up. Then close the mouth and breathe out through the nose, ujjayi, as you bow the head. Okay? So as you breathe in and tilt your head up, you're breathing across the tongue. Then close the mouth and bow the head, if you know ujjayi. And try this a couple more times. Shitkari. Notice the feeling of the temperature as it goes across the tongue. As it goes across the tongue. That's it. One more time like this. Now, we can continue with this, or those who can curl their tongue like a cannoli. Stick the tongue out and curl the edges together. Some people can do that. If you can replace the tongue. If not, stay with what we are doing. Breathing in across or through the curled tongue, tilting the head up, eyes are closed. Bring the tongue in, exhale through the nose, Ujjayi. A few times like this. Shitali or Shitkari. Shita means to cool, to cool. As you continue this a few more times, after the exhale, allow yourself to pause comfortably, pausing after exhale. After this or the next repetition, allow yourself to sit with your head naturally balancing and your eyes closed. And just recall a time when you felt safe or peaceful. Take a moment to recall a time when you felt safe or peaceful. And let the benevolence, the eternal benevolence of the heart shine its compassion into all those areas of our lives where we feel fearful or insecure. Extend that benevolence and compassion to all beings. Now either listen and repeat. We'll chant Om and the chant we did at the beginning. Together if you'd like. Now listen. May all beings be peaceful, happy, and free. Lokah samasta sukhino bhavantu. Together. Lokah samasta sukhino bhavantu. Once again. Lokah samasta sukhino bhavantu. 3 repetitions of Om. Thank you, everyone. That's our class for this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming to the inaugural class of the Monday night class. Please, I welcome your feedback. How was this for you? How did you feel? What do you need? Thank you, Connor. If you want to stay for a moment and chat a little bit, you're welcome to. If you want to move on with your night, I wish you well. And yeah, Mary, good to see you. So if you want to say something, you can unmute yourself. Most computers, it's lower left-hand corner. There's a microphone icon. Anything to say, anyone?
Thanks, Kevin. That was lovely.
Andrea, it was so happy to have you and your feline friends.
Yeah, my dog and the cat there, yeah. The brown fluffy one, he's more of a cat, I think, than the cats are, but yeah. Thank you. I moved around my chair class so I could hit this one. I love it. So thank you.
Awesome. Good. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Hope to see you next week. Take care.
Bye, Andrea.
Hey, Wilbur.
Bye.
Oh, he left. He told me about the class, Kevin. He recognized me. I teach at Center for Performing Arts.
Yes, you're the famous Velma.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hi, Velma.
Hey.
What do you think of class?
Great.
For me, Kevin, it's very different from